This is the story of a man who felt like he had run out of road. No money, no hope, no way out. Until he discovered one simple, life-altering secret. He started waking up at 5 a.m. every single day. In just 90 days, his entire world turned upside down in the best possible way. What he did during those 2 quiet hours at dawn will leave you stunned and asking yourself, why haven't I tried this? Before we dive in, I want to ask you something. What time is it right now as you listen to this story? Where are you in the world? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if this moves you, hit like plus subscribe so we can keep waking up earlier together. In a small port town on the northeast coast of America, where ship horns echo through the fog and cargo runs all night, there lived a 34-year-old man named Ryan Caldwell. Ryan was a long-haul truck driver, working the night shift for a major logistics company. Every night at 9 p.m., he fired up the engine. Every morning at 7 a.m., exhausted after more than 10 hours of non-stop driving, he pulled into his run-down studio apartment. His paycheck barely covered rent, fuel, and fast food from truck stops. The place was bare, a noisy heater, a tiny kitchenette, and a fold-out sofa for a bed. His clothes were road-worn, his sneakers worn through the soles. His cracked phone screen was the only window to the outside world. But what hurt Ryan the most wasn't the money. It was the feeling of being trapped in an endless loop with no exit. Every morning on the way home, as the city came alive, he'd look out the windshield. Joggers under the sunrise, crowded coffee shops, parents dropping kids at school, office workers sipping lattes on their way to high-rises. And quietly, Ryan would ask himself, am I doomed to drive through the darkness forever while everyone else lives in the daylight? He had tried to break free, applied for a logistics coordinator position, but without certifications or management experience, his applications were rejected instantly. Wanted to learn new skills, but after a long haul, all he could do was collapse into sleep. His mom, Margaret, lived in a small town 4 hours away. Every Sunday she'd video call, her voice trembling. Ryan, son, I worry about you so much. Driving nights like this will wear you out. I just want to see you settled. Ryan would force a smile. I'm okay, Mom. I'm figuring it out. But deep down, he knew he was lying, to her and to himself. The bitter truth? Ryan wasn't lazy. He drove carefully, on time, through rain, snow, and icy highways. But all that effort only kept him alive. It never moved him forward. Every morning he'd draw the blackout curtains, sleep until late afternoon, then gear up for the next run. He felt like he was living life backwards, out of sync with the rest of the world. One thought haunted him like a whisper he couldn't shake. There has to be another way. But where? Then one freezing February morning, after a long haul from Boston, Ryan pulled into a roadside rest stop. His phone buzzed. It was his brother. Ryan, Mom's in the hospital. Her heart's failing. Come home fast. Ryan turned the truck around immediately and drove straight to her. 4 hours on the highway, his heart pounding like it might explode. At the local hospital, his mom lay in the ICU, machines beeping steadily. The doctor explained, heart failure from years of overwork and constant worry. She needed expensive medication, a strict diet, long-term monitoring, none of which they could afford. She took Ryan's hand, voice faint. Son, I don't want you to live like this forever. Don't let your life slip away meaninglessly. Change, Ryan. Promise me. Ryan sat by her bedside until dawn. Looking at her fragile frame, a wave of anger surged inside him, not at her, but at himself for letting things go on this way for so long. When he stepped outside the hospital, the sky was still dark. The clock read 5 a.m. The small town was wrapped in fog. Only a few fishermen were heading out to sea. Waves lapped gently nearby. The air was cold but crisp and clean. Ryan stood still, took a deep breath, and whispered, "Enough. I'm changing, no matter how hard it is." On the drive back to the city, at another rest stop, Ryan noticed an older man sipping coffee and reading a business book. He wore a simple wool jacket, but carried himself with calm confidence.
Ryan recognized him, Mr. Harlan, owner of a chain of truck repair and heavy equipment shops in the area. Ryan asked, "Sir, why are you up so early? This place is usually dead at this hour." Mr. Harlan smiled warmly. "Because I wake up at 4:45 every morning. I use this time to read, plan, and get my mind ready before the day gets noisy." Ryan briefly shared about his night shifts. Mr. Harlan nodded. "You're trading your daylight for a paycheck at night. No wonder you feel lost." Then he leaned in, voice steady and kind. "I used to be like you, working non-stop but getting nowhere, until I learned one secret. The 2 hours from 5 to 7 a.m. are the most valuable time of the day. While the world sleeps, you can build a better version of yourself." Ryan asked, "But I drive until 7 a.m. I need sleep." Mr. Harlan replied, "Then change it. Get home and sleep right at 7:30. Wake at 12:30. 5 hours is enough to function. Then use your real daytime to live. And eventually switch to day shifts if you can. But the core is simple. Always wake at 5 a.m. He handed Ryan a card. "If you're serious, call me. I'll show you exactly how to use those 2 hours. But I only help people who actually take action." Ryan took the card, determination burning in his chest. "I will." That night, Ryan made the call.
The next day, for the first time in years, he was awake in daylight on a weekday. He met Mr. Harlan at a roadside diner. Mr. Harlan nodded approvingly. "You actually changed your sleep. Good. Now I'll teach you the system." He sketched a quick diagram on a napkin. "Think of your life as a ship drifting off course. To get back on track, you need an engine and a compass. Those 2 hours from 5 to 7 a.m. are your engine maintenance time. Hour 1, 5 to 6 a.m., build money-making skills. You drive trucks, why not learn fleet management, route optimization, or supply chain certification? YouTube and Coursera are free, no excuses. Hour 2, 6 to 7 a.m., build body and mind. 30 minutes of exercise, run, planks, push-ups right in your room. Then read personal development books or plan your day. 3 unbreakable rules. 1. No negotiation. Wake at 5 a.m. every day, even Sundays. 2. Bed by 9 p.m. No phone, no Netflix. 3. The first week will be brutal. Your body will fight you. Push through. 21 days becomes habit. 90 days becomes who you are." Mr. Harlan said, "I'm giving you 90 days. Come back and show me what you've built. If you stick with it, I'll get you an interview for a coordinator role at a big company. If you quit, don't call." Ryan nodded firmly. "I won't quit." The next morning, the alarm screamed at 5 a.m. His body rebelled hard, but he remembered his mom's frail hand, Mr. Harlan's words. He got up. The first week was hell. He studied supply chain fundamentals on his phone, eyes burning, mind drifting, but he kept going. At 6 a.m., he ran through the foggy streets, then read Atomic Habits. By day 18, he woke up before the alarm. His body adjusted. Logistics knowledge started clicking. He earned his first certification. By the end of month 3, Ryan pitched an optimized route system to his company, cutting delivery times by 15% using free software he'd taught himself. His manager was stunned. Word reached the director. On day 89, he was called in. "We need a new coordinator. You have the route knowledge and certification. Day shift, pay raise by 50%. Do you want it?" Ryan stood speechless. 3 months earlier, he was an exhausted night driver. Now he had an office and a future. 1 year later, Ryan became regional dispatch team lead. He moved his mom in with him and covered all her medical bills. Every morning at 5 a.m., he still wakes up, not because he has to, but because those hours have become sacred. That's when he learns, runs, and plans. They're no longer a chore, they're the heartbeat of his new life. My friend, Ryan's story reminds us of one powerful truth. Your life doesn't change with magic. It changes with small decisions repeated every single day. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You can start right now, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Most people miss it. The gap between where you are and where you dream of being isn't talent or luck. It's how you use the 2 hours when the rest of the world is still asleep. So here's your challenge. 1. Tonight, set your alarm for 5 a.m. sharp. Put your phone across the room. 2. Choose one skill to build in that first hour and commit for 90 days. 3. Be in bed by 9 p.m. Protect your sleep like you protect your future. I promise you, 90 days of purposeful early mornings and you won't recognize the person you are today. Ryan started with an old truck and a promise to his mom. You have so much more. You're listening to this right now, which means you have internet, time, and opportunity. One final question. Will you hit snooze tomorrow, or will you wake at 5 a.m. and start again? If you're ready, smash that like button as your commitment. Comment below right now, what will I learn/build in my first hour tomorrow? Share this video with someone who needs a wake-up call. And subscribe to Deep Life Stories today. Every week we bring you real stories and real steps to change your life. Remember Ryan's words, success isn't a destination, it's a daily habit. And that habit begins tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Will you be awake? Your future self is waiting on the other side of that alarm clock. Don't keep them waiting any longer. Deep Life Stories, where small changes build massive lives. Subscribe and turn on notifications. See you in the quiet of dawn.